Still with me? Okay. But now I'm making stuff for everybody. I don't just do, like, my presence in the social media world has been slowly growing. I came here first with skincare products that I still use and make to this day. Okay, let me show you that real quick so you can see. Because this, I don't know if it comes up this color when you look at the thing smells like candy, I swear to God. When you look at the link. But nonetheless, I came first with a bath product, bathing in herbs. That was, right? Because my message to the world is that your life can change in a nanosecond by bathing in some herbs. And it really can. The more elevated vibration you are as a person who maybe hasn't bathed in the herbs yet, the stronger that hit is going to be when you do it. I think it's going to be strong for everyone, but over time, a high vibrating person has to move on to the next thing. Y'all got to jump to the next rock. You're running down the river or you're running up the riverbank and you have to jump to the next rock. You can't stay where you at. Just doing that. There's more to discover. Next, it was the body butters. And I literally just took some time. I had gone away on a trip, tried somebody else's body butter, and I was like, I can actually make this better because I don't like this smell. And it's too oily and greasy for me. So I made my own. And I still use them. They help to even out my skin tone, especially on my body. Because the butters are a little heavy for the face. I haven't figured out a process for the face other than some supplements. And they coming in nicely. Then I started offering my readings to the world. My readings are not regular readings, and I sit down and I really take the time with people, so they're pretty costly. And I mean, if I deal with my legacy clients, they still are costly. The price is not going down. But I don't offer that really generally to the public anymore. Because it is my belief that everyone spiritually has their own gift and they can work with it. Those who find me that really want to work with me are people that have just decided, I ain't doing all of that. Okay? But I'll pay you to analyze this for me and tell me what you see going on here, blah, 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 blah. And, okay? With the help of the energies that I work with. When I decided, like I said in the last video, that I was done, that I was taking a step back and those spaces started filling in, and those paintings, so to speak, I was like, I was already dealing, meaning I'm actually an initiated head in the tradition that I'm in. So it's not just, I took a step. I just decided to chill. And saw some other things. And the things that I saw is that ultimately we all are energies and we can work anywhere. But in the beginning, I was coming out of the eclectic community into a very structured, organized process. But like I said, once those spaces started filling in, I started going, I don't know about this. And I felt like I put some of my loved ones in danger playing around with these people to be dead out. So backing up and then putting a protective hedge around mine became what was key. And anybody who watched this, I don't care who watch it, you cannot get through it. It's impenetrable because I said so. Plain and simple, and it'll never change. And if anybody ever asks me, well, why? Go through your own experience. You'll figure it out. If I wanted to sit down and tell that, I really would. But it's immaterial because what I come here to tell people now, what I've been doing now, is letting you know you everything. When you realize that most people are faking at being worthy of your emotional and friendly and familial devotion, you make another decision. And if you don't, you live with that. There's some people that don't. And they gonna go down into the very depths with that person, that organization, whatever. Because they don't want to stand up and go, nah, something wrong here. And then go out and get it for themselves. They don't want to do that. And I understand that. Let me tell you, I had to understand that specifically because I'm going to relate this now back to the herbs. I've been studying herbs since I was a kid. I am in my 50s now, okay? I've been exposed to herbs, studying herbs, smelling herbs, everything since I was a kid because my mother was heavily into herbs. Heavily. And I just continued that process, if you will, right? And as a result, I began to see how miraculous this kingdom is on this planet and being able to help us. Because as I just discovered recently, but I didn't know what I'm about to say now. Herbs, trees, plants, they're like the cousins of humankind. They are the benefactors of the elements, but they're the cousins of humankind. We experience the elements in a very similar way. So, since we do, they can kind of get in there and kind of talk to us from an energy space of, oh, just do this, or just cleanse this off, go, blend, meld, and life becomes better. So my thought process became, why wouldn't everyone want to do this? Then I had a humbling moment. That humbling moment was working in the medical field at a hospital doing transcription for a department that was actively cutting out growth out of human beings' bodies who were coming there to get that done. And I'm going, why would you do that? You could take this herb and dry that up and stop eating this and da-da-da-da-da, and then boom. I worked there so long that it was a couple in the end. And their love and devotion for each other and their fear over losing each other that made me see that, oh, we're not all on the same path. We all heard the terminology, narrow and broad and spacious is the road that leads off into, but narrow and cramped is the road that leads off into. We have all heard that. Not everybody's narrow road is the same road. Now, I think that's something we don't know yet. Because there's a lot of narrow roads. A lot of broad and spacious ones. And they all could lead into that broad and spacious, but they could all continue to lead off into that narrow and cramped and understanding more and more, because now we're pruning this process and getting at something here. It's in that moment that I began to understand, who am I to judge how somebody comes to their own personal enlightenment? I can just share with you my story. And if you are so moved, reach out and I'll put you on the same path. I'll let you know everything I know as much as I can. Because some things are for the person, the being, to discover themselves. But nonetheless, we are here to experience that. And when we get to this place of, because eventually it just becomes enlightenment, you begin to see the love in everything. We are never denied. And so since we're never denied, why would they be denied health care because they didn't do it the herbal way, according to my thinking at that time, which was a good 20 years ago. I got over this so fast when I saw this couple. Oh, I got over it fast. I have been able to be in so many spaces experiencing so many things and just watching how different decisions are being made by different people who are leaders in the world and how it's flowing out in the waters to everyone, in the air to everyone, in the warming of the planet, in the fire to everyone, in the earth, growing it, holding it until it's ready to be birthed to everyone. I've been able to be in those spaces. And not from a high level. Like, I'm not the VP in the room, but I'm the support in the room. I'm the administrator in the room. I'm the one that's writing stuff down, running and getting stuff for people and everything, and making connections as I'm doing so in the room, out the room, in the hallways, talking to many different departments all the time and seeing a connective. Now all this stuff is like being brought back to me slowly. And it's just like looking at me like, you've been looking at this for a long time. What do you see here for humankind? I see that there is no one way to enlightenment, to balance, to abundance. But I can tell you my way. I can tell you about spiritual interactions. I can tell you about prayer that works. I can tell you about herbs that work. But I can also tell you, if you want to go get the pill, he go to doctor. If you want to go get the shot, he go to doctor. And have no judgment behind it, because I've seen something, which is that humanity is all reaching for the same thing at all times. There is no one way to do it. And there's a lot of people in this world preaching it can only be done one way, and that's a lie. And it's time to really wake up and recognize there's so many different ways to see this, and it's all within all of us. What we choose to focus on is what we're going to see. But you can change what you choose to focus on as soon as you're done watching this video. And thank you for watching it. Okay? You can change it. I have a video over at TikTok where I was essentially doing a soft announcement of my relationship going on 4 years ago. Because I was living in the part of me that was so fearful, I didn't want to say it that out. I got over that, clearly. But my point is, we can, in that video, I said your life can literally change. You could wake up one way and be going to bed that night in a totally different way. And for those who just heard that, this applies to anyone. My father woke up one day, being the very intelligent man that he was, but hurting. And so he hurt somebody and was threatening to continue to hurt somebody. But he ran into an energy that said, oh, your life changes today. His life changed that day, within hours of him starting that nonsense. And if he ever sees this, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. It changed all of our family's lives. But it was a necessary change, because when we all became aware of what was going on behind the scenes, according to growing up, and then according to seeing, and then according to experiencing, and not that this was a retributional thing. It's about us as beings living in one proverbial part of what we are. Living in fear. in his case, living in hurt. And what do we all say? Hurt people, and that was him. And so we do that. We're in that juggernaut all the time, and it comes up and shows up in many different ways. But it can change in an instant. That was the negative way. Some people woke up today, honey, let me tell you, Cynthia Stafford woke up one day one way, and by the end of the day was totally different. Life can change like that. It doesn't take that long. It doesn't take a whole bunch of processes. Why am I getting so loud? I'm sorry, I'm being very emphatic about this. Because I feel a way. We are doing so many different things to balance things, but if we just turn around and look and go, life could be like that. Oh, let me see some more of that. Life could be like what? Let me see some more of that. And then life changes. Because you want to see more of it. Go ahead, Seymour. What's up, Seymour? Go see more. Seymour. We are here to experience ourselves at such a much more creative level than we understand. And I'm here to bring and understand for me, like take for instance, this Uranus and Gemini right now, baby. Got your girl in the click. Because my Gemini in the 12th house, honey. What? But when you understand that you could go to bed one night and have a horrifying, dream, and then the next night decide I got something here. I got something. I got it. And I can go to bed and sleep. If I'm going to have some dreams, have some very nice ones. And it's not a dream catcher. But if I had one, darn sure I'd put that sucker up if I had the space for it. Because I do have one, but it's missing one of its feathers, I think, or something like that. So I really have to kind of get another one. And it's an old school one. It was made by an old lady who is obviously, she was Native American. They were having a powwow, and they were selling some of their wares at a store here in Philadelphia back in the day that used to be down on Chestnut Street. And instead of it being whatever they're making these amazing circles with now, she blended hers and turned it. It was a piece of wood, a piece of a branch of wood. I still have it. I'm not sure where I exactly have it. I think it's over in that drawer. I'll show it the next time I'm on here. Part 4. You coming back? Come on back now. I thank you all for being here. Continue to watch because we are so big. And I know you want to see me. I know you do. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.